Hey, welcome to GeoTV. I'm here with Keiji Inafune, the producer on Dead Rising 2. And I guess to start off, Case Zero has been released quite recently. It's a prequel to Dead Rising 2 of sorts. Could you explain a bit about the placement of this game, why you decided to release it before Dead Rising 2, and specifically why the delay in Japan?
Okay, Dead Rising Case Zero. We started out with a something to bridge between the original Dead Rising and Dead Rising 2. Therefore, original Dead Rising happened in Willamette zombie outbreak. 2 years later, Case Zero starts with two protagonists. One is Chuck and his daughter Katie. They are the survivors from a Las Vegas outbreak. So 3 years later, another zombie outbreak starts in Fortune City, and then that will be the story of Dead Rising 2. However, in this prequel, you can understand why Chuck needs to earn the money, and how the story starts off for the Dead Rising 2 and so on. With regards to the delay of the release of Case Zero in Japan, that was a technical issue. We had a bit of a hiccup with a rating body, and we didn't know how to incorporate. We're setting up the system for the download, so that's all. There wasn't anything controversial.
You mentioned classification problems. Obviously, Dead Rising 2 is quite a violent game, and you're going to have a lot of trouble. Certainly, it's not going to release in Germany, for example. What sort of changes do you have to make to versions of the game in different countries and different territories?
Original Dead Rising, actually we did have a milder version for Japan. However, this time around we wanted the same version to be released globally. We did work on a milder version, but as a result, unfortunately, we couldn't release it in Germany. But outside of Germany, we are releasing the same version around the world.
Can we talk a little bit about the setting? The original Dead Rising was set in largely in a shopping mall, which is a classic zombie film location, and this is set in a casino. Why did you choose this setting for Dead Rising 2, and were there any other locations that you considered using?
I think that the zombie symbolizes the bad parts of the human nature. Therefore, foolishness of a human nature. Therefore, we chose shopping mall for the original game, because that symbolizes the commercialism and the materialism and so on and so forth. We chose the casino for Dead Rising 2 because that is for the money and fortune, fame and so on and so forth. That is another desire that human beings have. So for the future location, obviously I would like to keep that theme. I haven't had any idea yet.
You've also had your directorial debut with the Zombrex film. That looked like it was a lot of fun to make. How involved were you with the process of making that, and did you enjoy it?
Despite my busy schedule, I think I've done all the works that the director is supposed to be doing. So I wrote scenario and script, and auditioned all the actors and selected locations as well. So during the shoot, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and worked through to 1, 2 in the morning and so on. However, it was a great experience, and I enjoyed it by myself. Realize that the result is one thing, but whatever I learned through that experience, becomes my power for the future. So, from that aspect, I really enjoyed myself.
And does this mean that you'd like to do this with other Capcom titles as well?
That's a possibility. Having said that, I'm a zombie mania, therefore it's got to be a zombie film.
Just talking specifically about Dead Rising 2 now, could you explain a bit about how the multiplayer works? Is there a co-op element as well as a competitive element, and how do those modes operate?
on multiplayer, we've got a co-op mode for story mode. So therefore, you can call on your friends and two checks can play together. Multiplayer-wise, we've got 4 players sort of mini party game type. We've got to play through TV game show where you can earn some money and so on.
And this is also Dead Rising 2. You're working now with a Western games developer, Blue Castle Games. What is it like, sort of letting go of the IP and handing it to someone else? And how do you work with Western developers? Are they good to work with as well?
So in the past, Capcom have worked with Western developers, and then some of the titles we've actually handed over or commissioned the development of a game and checked through the milestones and etc. And from that experience, I realized that some of the game didn't sell, and lots of players didn't accept them as a Capcom's game. So I learned the lesson from there. With Blue Castle, we developed the game, so we didn't hand over our IP. We developed Dead Rising 2 together. So the Japanese team and the Canadian team, we had communication meetings every week, and we worked together. And so therefore, this is a pure Capcom's game, happened to be developed in Canada.
And finally, if you had to kill me in a hurry, what 2 items in the room would you combine to attack me with?
In the quick, I need something solid. So probably the camera, that looks very expensive, but probably quite effective as well. I can't really think of anything to combine with at the moment. Something solid.
Cool. Thank you very much for your time. Cheers.